Goodbye for a little while.
Sweet. All right, I gotta readjust some. Whatever they're called. Volumes. There we go.
Sounds good.
What is? You know what we can do?
Sure I pause
Let's
the stream so I
let's
don't
do a
shoot
little
you.
gamba, huh?
Yeah, right.
Chat, what do you think? Who wins the
I
match?
guess I should just like, yeah, I'll just leave it off.
Is it Shigaraki or Todoroki?
All right, icy hot. Show me what you got.
I'll give you
I guess
I'll give you 5 minutes to figure it out. You can put your channel points on it. Who wins? Barrett, if you had to pick right now, who wins? Shigaraki, Todoroki.
3.
I believe. Sorry, I don't know what I just said. I believe in my boy. That's what I was trying to go for. I believe in my boy Christopher Bromley and his deck building skills. Now don't get me wrong. A lot of it is the pilot behind it, but this is his list,
Right?
as far as I'm aware. Let me check. Hold on. Who's playing who? Yes, it is. I was told preemptively that this is his list. I think Crossfade is a good UFS player, so I can see it happen. Look at him; he's even prepping. He's got the countdown timer to keep track of some scores, which I believe are specifically ranged attacks.
Correct.
So I'm excited. I'm going to put my money on Todoroki after talking it up, and I would like the Shigaraki deck to prove me wrong because I do like that character.
I am actually in the exact opposite camp. I think Shigaraki takes this. If we are playing float combo and the death symbol, it's a really hard matchup.
I get it. I totally 100%. Shigaraki loves to eat up 7-handers, and Shoto Todoroki is a 7-hander. Now building the wall cling on turn 1 is really good. So it's a start. I think having the cancellation, especially early in the game, when it comes to being able to cancel, I'm so terrible. What's the action card? You can cancel the action card with your character.
Plus Ultra, Evil Gaze.
Evil Gaze, thank you, sorry. Because Evil Gaze in the beginning of the game is really rough, right? Because you just lose these foundations, and then if it's also Shigaraki using their ability with it, it's pretty rough.
A tape swing versus Shigaraki is so hilarious.
Why is that?
Because Shigaraki is just I'm gonna blow up all his foundations, and then you just laugh at him in tape swing. Can't be fully blocked.
Low 5.
So funny. You're gonna blow up what?
I do get that. That is funny.
Excuse me.
That in itself is a really good counter matchup.
Yeah.
But I think that's the cool thing about Shigaraki, right? Is people aren't afraid to play Shigaraki. I feel like you do see Shigarakis a lot of places. Even just in webcam events. I mean, you're the stat man, right? For Mondays,
Right.
Shigaraki is being played.
A ton.
Maybe just not performing, right? And then, as you said, and Ryan Field is historically a very strong Universes player. So that's definitely a character or a player that can take a character like Shigaraki, tap into why they're really, really good, and perform well. We just haven't really seen it win, right? And we'll get there.
Right.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
This is rough because we checked a 4 here. We
4
really wanted
on
a
it.
5.
Yeah.
Discard top 3. I think that our issue here is that wow, that's a lot of damage. Just kidding.
That's talked about it 2 weeks ago. This attack just randomly does damage because of the mill.
I think.
I'll take 8.
I mean, we only have the 3. We build our 1 foundation here and then let it rock. We're in a dangerous spot here because I don't even necessarily know if the wall cling can save us if we find some scary things.
It's definitely
this
it's
hand.
definitely it's very aggressive. I agree. It's kind of dependent on what the Shigaraki deck draws. I mean, one of the best cards they just drew. What's it called? The Nomu attack. I mean, it's just really good.
Long lasting on a 5.
Oof.
Oh my goodness, why?
3.
It's your favorite.
I love long lasting. I think long lasting is rad.
No
They're
responses. First enhance will be first day of class. Respond.
Okay, first day of class. Yep, and that's the standard use of it, where it's you commit for its ability on the first attack, and then you flip response to ready itself, right on the use, right? So you don't. It's not. It's kind of almost +3 to your next attack because you don't have to. You're at the commit cost. It does look like Crossfade did cancel the actual enhance, but was correct on the catch. You are still allowed to respond ready it because he only cancels the enhance part of it, not the response.
Actually, I think that you would get a chance to respond and ready it before Todoroki even gets a chance to cancel it because of how it works, right? Because of the cost. Because it would be response
send it.
commit
Force
colon,
hit, force
and
use.
then you would instantly respond with the card in order to re-ready it, and then Todoroki would then respond to the fact that you played a move. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yes, I don't know why I don't know why that would be relevant. Like the enhance is still played. You can still cancel the enhance even if the enhance doesn't exist on the board anymore, right? Like.
So the reason it would be relevant is the fact that it got canceled, and do you want to keep that ability for the next turn as well, or are you trying to pop off right now?
Right? I see. No, I agree. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
4 because I'm less hand size than you. 5, 6, 7.
Ouch.
Whew.
Ouch, that is
4, 5.
brutal.
Yeah, so I think yeah, that's the play here. Like you're at 15, you're not allowed to tap 4 cards to pass that.
Demolished.
But again, one of those things, and part of why, like, I mean, Breaker 2 is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the classic definition of like your control match, right?
Yeah.
This
Because
is
Todoroki, the longer the game goes for Todoroki, the stronger he becomes. But at the same time, like, the way the Shigaraki list is supposed to be working is, if that attack had passed, right, we're eventually going to start incrementally either whittling our opponent down health-wise or blowing up their staging area.
I mean, that was going to be a 7 high for a 5 if we checked a 5 there, committed 2 foundations, right? And that's actually 7 high for 10.
So it's half of his life. Yeah, exactly.
The only way that you can stop that as Todoroki is with plus ultra, and it's still a half block, which means that instead of taking 10, you take 8, which sucks.
Yeah. So we're looking here. Not a lot of gas here from Todoroki.
That's totally fun. Build.
So Crossfade as a player, just from seeing him play for so much, he's definitely right now just kind of figuring out what cards do I hold on to, what am I allowed to build here. Again, I only have the 20 life. We should be expecting float combos to be coming in, so we have to eventually kind of consider those health totals. So that's definitely like the hesitation you see there, and you see it a lot of times, like just figuring out what am I allowed to play, what am I allowed to hold.
Okay.
Also got 2 floats in the yard. 2 floats in the yard, but no high blocks on Todoroki's end from our draw. We've got the 1 tape ticket to kind of save us in that situation. The 1 tape, 1 wall cling. But this is not a spectacular spot to be in.
Yeah, Frog Lashing with the mid block, plus Ultra with the mid, Observant Student with the incredible low block, and I don't actually remember off the top of my head what the DLC Froppy attack has for a block.
Also low. Also
low. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is relevant, right? Turn to Dust is a low, correct?
Long lasting.
Turn to Dust. Turn to Dust is a high. It is a 4
It
high
is?
for 5. Yeah.
What am I thinking of? He has a low
Hyper
attack,
Bomb.
though.
You were thinking of Hyper Bomb.
Oh, which is what it is, right? No, I'm kidding.
Corrosion Lunge. The normal lead off attack.
Yeah.
If his move's
yeah, but I don't
blocked,
think that card's good.
Yeah, it's not that great. It's cool in All Might too, but that's not who's playing right now.
Oh, you stick
Can we talk about Can we talk about the fact that Shigaraki opted to review a 1/6/2 low block foundation as opposed to the plus ultra that's in his hand? How do you feel about that play?
I guess we have to think, right? So I
pay your 2
Plus
cards?
Ultra is a very good card. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. I think the idea of I see strong card, let's hold it kind of thing. I think it's more interesting that we've held on to the erase for this long.
So the erase is our snipe for the wall cling whenever we do find the float combo. But we've checked 2 of them, which is like unfortunate.
Yeah. So I think that's fine, right? But you have to readjust, right? And you're not using the response on it. You're maybe using it for the breaker block, but we haven't done that yet, and it's been so long. Like we've had this card in our hand for 3 turns, right?
Which has essentially made us a 5-hander.
Yes, and it's an action card, which we're starting to flood our hand with because we used an Evil Gaze. We have a plus ultra, and that erase is still in our hand. So I know what you're trying to bait at me on, like, why did we choose to review this foundation versus the plus ultra? But I would more so make the discussion of why not keep both and get rid of the erase we haven't used, right?
Yeah, I mean that's also a very fair point.
And again, like, we're just seeing really good defense from Todoroki, the Shigaraki list. And I think what we're seeing from the Shigaraki side is exactly how I think the deck goes, right? Poke, poke, build, pass, or whatever. Poke, poke, build, pass, hold, block, debuild your opponent, slow down their turn. But nothing's connecting. We've kind of hit this point now where the Todoroki list can basically, they get to decide now when they take damage, if they take damage at all.
Correct.
The Shigaraki list is very much losing its lead. The death symbol does not have a ton of deadlock, especially like not even on the board, right? So like I think even as the Todoroki list, like you just keep doing what Shigaraki wants to do, but you're almost at like double the space. Not only in hand size, but also in like Foundation's build. Oof. Oh, there it is. All right, plus ultra.
He said
ultra. Yeah, so using it on throws, I think we would have obviously much preferred to use that enhance on things like a tape swing to hit really hard.
Yeah, the big thing about this is the important part of this attack is the fact that it is kind of bait for Shigaraki, right? Like Shigaraki loves this being mid. Like look at Shigaraki's hand right now. It's 3 mid blocks. And this thing is like the slowest move in the whole wide
one of
world.
them's his, right? Like one of them's like the good one.
The good one. Yeah, our decaying grip, which lets us re-ready the character and reuse it.
It's also the things that like we used the evil eye, or is that
evil gaze? Evil gaze.
Yep. I get confusing with standard cards. We used the evil gaze of offensively, which I think was not a good play.
Agreed.
It's again, it's like one of those things where like when you build and you play this deck, like you have to just punish your opponent all the time. So that when you have to, so if your opponent wants to play a setup attack, or here we go, here's the example, right? Let's play a throw. I want to hit you for half of this damage, and Shigaraki says, you're gonna hit me for half of this damage, but I'm gonna blow up your stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Like you have to punish your opponent for making the attack plays. And like the Todoroki list is doing more of the punishing right now. Like the Shigaraki wants to get a small pot shot in, right? Because every turn you don't use your once per turn burn, you're not taking full advantage of your character, right? Like this could have been any other character right now, and you just played these cards in. Because we essentially we have used Shigaraki's abilities on this game 0 times until just now.
Yes, yeah, 100%. And the other thing, like going back to Todoroki, right? He could have gotten out of this if he just changed his move to low, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I think exactly you just avoid the most common block zone. But it's also just like what I was kind of saying is the Todoroki list is the one that's punishing more on the blocking because we got Breaker and we're just slowing down the Shigaraki, whether it be trying to play the Nomu attack on that one turn or even just trying to build foundations afterwards. And so you're just increasing this incremental gain. And like now Shigaraki's only at 8 because this throw just whittled them down. Again, Todoroki's in this other position. What foundations do I build? Because, I mean, they don't have a lot of gas, but slinging one attack and hitting my opponent for 8 damage, like that's a good turn.
Yeah.
And Todoroki's still at full.
We could have man, I'm just so bummed at how much we left on the table for not making this a low, right? Follow my line. So if we made that a low, Shigaraki would have shown that he didn't have a low block, because anytime that you can full block as Shigaraki, you do, just because you like that pop off so much.
Correct.
And we have the low, another low in our hand that we can also make ungodly big, stuff another card in the card pool, possibly make it unblockable. Do a bunch of stuff because of the thing. I think we had lethal if Todoroki just decided to keep his moves a little tighter, but he's just trying to play so conservatively, and it is totally possible with we technically have lethal on board with
So here's exactly the play that you were talking about, because again we held on to the erase. We finally reviewed the plus ultra like you were talking about. We got the float combo, which we didn't think was going to happen because there was already 2 in the yard, right?
Right.
So here we finally get to the float combo. He did exactly like you said. We're going to attempt to see a wall cling, but I bet you, like, that's the thing too, is Todoroki can just cancel this.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we
Or
let it go
we-
through.
This is interesting.
No enhance.
If blocked,
Yep. No enhance.
send it.
But I think part of the reason too is like
Type 4.
I think they're okay with letting this go
I
through.
will
Oh
respond
wow,
with my
okay.
base, and I will respond with.
I think that's fair, I
probabilities
guess,
keen
alright.
observations for a total of 6 extra burn.
Oh my gosh, like boom, there you go.
I don't know why I'm moving that away.
He said we're done with it. He said it's fine.
We did it. We did damage. Let's send it away.
We're in there, boys.
Turn to dust on a 6.
3, 6. Rough spot to be
Okay,
in, but
yeah.
this is.
First enhance.
We technically have
down 2,
lethal
please.
in hand.
Right, and I think so. Part of the problem here too is, like you said, Todoroki again doesn't have any high blocks.
Yeah.
Again, we have the one tape, but we have to kind of look ahead. We see the Aizawa ultra rare in Shigaraki's hand. Like there can be more after this. Now, this inherently itself is not lethal, so like you're allowed to just kind of eat this. We're also going for the cancel.
You cancel the stun here so that you can actually attempt to block this thing. We
Yeah.
tape this block with our own tape, and then we can
let's
creepy realization the last move if there is a last
make it
move.
Right,
faster.
for -3 at least, and it keeps
With
us
let's
alive and
practice.
on the board. Yeah, because like that's the other thing about Shigaraki, right? And how I would feel going into this turn. Like, yes, we had 2 more attacks in our hand as a Shigaraki player, but like once you land the first hit, you don't need to play more orange cards, right? They're only doing base value. You don't get the extra burn 5 anymore. Like in the example of
Right,
turn to
that's
dust,
it.
like how much of
6
our opponent's resources do we want to try and get rid of? Whether it's, tapping them, blowing them up,
I'm at 4.
making our opponent lose vitality.
We will.
But
Wowzers.
Binding cloth capture on.
She took all
normally a
these on the
5,
chin.
But
That's
I played
crazy.
An action, so it's a 3, 4, 5.
Wow. Checks
Tech.
3 attacks in a
gotta
row.
tap 2.
Insane.
Yeah. This
Um,
was the one that draws,
First
right?
enhance,
This does not draw,
pile,
this
No,
seal,
Seals another foundation.
creepy
Okay.
realization.
So if you
And
played
if
an
you've
action, this
played an
turn-
action this turn, it
Your opponent
gets,
discards
makes
one?
them discard a card. That's on the
Yeah.
combo
I don't
ability?
think. Gotcha.
So that's not live.
Yep.
Okay, not live, which is fine as well. It's also a low attack, which
I
is
pass.
fine because Todoroki's been holding on to a low block. So
Yeah.
this one you actually just get a block for free.
4.
Hey, you checked it for.
Okay.
It was on a 4.
I was hopeful the cheeky low would get you.
Yeah, that was
I hadn't seen
a
it
spooky
take
turn, and I
down,
think you
so
did have to
I-
go for it
I-
on this turn as
honestly,
Shigaraki,
I thought
just
it was
because
Yeah.
still gonna-
It's
we're
too
at
whittled
8.
down.
one throw kills you.
I know, it's
Even
all-
on the
Yeah,
full block, you're just dead.
Yeah, I agree. Because like we said, like Todoroki's going to incrementally get stronger. Like we're only at 17 cards left in the
Let me
deck,
quickly look at
and there's
changes.
13 in the yard.
Right.
So he's committing for plus 6 damage right now,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Very, very good. And this is what, turn 5? This will be Todoroki's turn
4
5, having gone first?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this is
we're
the
going
end,
into the
end of,
fifth exchange.
all of your
round
attacks.
4.
Which makes me sad.
Is there a better word than
I'd
round?
much rather have seen 4 of something.
Let's figure that out. So we've got turns, which is like one player than the other player, and then what's like a we can't use the word cycle because that's what you do whenever you mill out. We can't use round because that's tournament procedure. Chat, help us out.
Well, the thing is like if you use like other card games, turn and round is what Magic uses for their terms, right?
Right.
Because like in like especially like formats like Commander, like the differentiation between a turn versus a round really matters.
Right.
But you're right. I mean, you can use the dual usage of the word round, I suppose, for turn. Okay, all right, here we go. Tape swing.
The 100 damage.
Yeah. Well, we also have momentum here, so it's like this.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, like I mean, Crossfade's even like calling it out. Like it's pretty lethal.
6 for my
Yeah,
character.
think
Oh,
fast
yeah,
changes it. Tape can
It's
change it again.
7 from your character because
I'm
of
gonna say I kept a high and a low
Do
block.
you- if
just
you
to
checked
see. I'm
another
like, yeah,
attack.
he is
you're
tape
tossing
swinging
2
those
cards from
guys.
your
Oh, 2 momentum. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
definitely for
sneaky
7.
part of doing math with that character, and that got me versus Bromley in game 1. I was doing math, and he had like +5 on his move, and I was like, okay, it's not that bad. And then he like dumped 2 momentum, and it turned into +6, and then an extra 4 damage on the tape swing, and I was like, huh, there's an extra 5 damage that kind of came out of nowhere.
I'm not gonna lie. So I think though, for like learning experience wise, I think that was a really good game for the Shigaraki deck because like now we get to go first, and I think you learned a lot in that game. Like,
Yes.
So whether it's like what am I allowed to poke with, what am I allowed to block with, going first to Shigaraki is a completely different dynamic as going second because like I said, Shigaraki does not have to be a deck that swings on turn 1 with multiple attacks. Swing with 1. Try and get your character ability off. Build, pass. And then when your opponent wants to try and reverse punish you, then you punish them back because of using what Shigaraki is supposed to do, right? It's blow your opponent's foundations up by completely blocking, which means you also take no damage. The Todoroki deck could also just opt to build for quite some time and just wait for the Shigaraki to go in. I think that's the way to play, especially because Todoroki's up by 1 game.
Yeah, you're not allowed to attack Todoroki, or excuse me, on Shigaraki on turn 2 going second. You're just not allowed to because he gets to pop one of your foundations, and you don't quite have enough build. But a build 4 with the hand that we've been given as Todoroki is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean the double breaker 2 I think is what's really sneaky, and I think seeing a card like Tape Swing, like that's not a card you want to review. So there might actually just be a swing. Again, you're not allowed to completely block that attack, so Shigaraki can't do what Shigaraki wants to do on that attack.
That's fair.
Like, that's the attack you sling if you're going to sling something on turn 2.
If it's not blocked.
If it's fully blocked.
You mean if it is blocked, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He said
they knew what
not.
they knew what he meant, not what he said.
I don't actually know if we stuff here because
I keep reaching for my deck because I'm used to.
Well, I guess
sticky balls.
Yeah, I don't know if we stuff here because he's got the classmates, right?
Pass.
We kind of want to get rid of that later on. I don't know how you don't classmate here. Oh, that's crazy.
No, it doesn't have minus speed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't classmates here then, right?
Just for the extra check. Again, like
+2 to our check. We have another float combo. Like we gotta get on the board, man.
It's only attack, right? Like, yeah. I just don't think that's just what you do, right?
Well,
I don't think you play another attack after this.
It would just be on a 5.
I'm gonna make it a
right?
I know it's on a 5, but it's about like you not being able to build more foundations afterwards, like safely. You go first. You're an incremental deck. This is going to trigger your once per turn. You don't need to play more orange cards. What's he gonna play? The other float combo? You're just wasted. It does 5 extra damage if you hold it for 1 turn, right?
You got it.
You don't like that? You don't like that idea?
Well, at this point, yeah, I guess we've been absolutely rolled because we got
He's not doing
breakered.
20 damage. Yeah, he's not doing 20 damage this turn.
He just built the rest of it. He built everything.
And it's like yeah, the breaker 2 as well, like which we knew was gonna happen. Like you're not blocking with the tape swings.
You commit Shigaraki here so that we can tap down the self-assured or flip it.
Nah, you can always just flip it on the next turn. Like self-assured's not gonna be used here. Tap 1. That's pretty good. It's good news for Shigaraki. We don't have an action card. Okay, so Mediator's a little rough here.
Yeah, I just don't think we get to block this.
No in hand.
We've got a. I'll see. This is a 2 high block, so it's
just take 6.
6
If
high.
it stays mid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think against Shigaraki, you leave it mid, right?
Oh, for sure, you leave it mid.
But we don't.
Very unblockable.
We don't have the tools. We don't have the tools anyway to really change its zone. So like
we have the one self-assured, so it'd be like a X, 4X for 8. But like that's not very good value whenever we're trying to fight for our lives to not get burned 10.
You ready? It's actually the same value if you just Todoroki enhance on this.
Huh?
With 3 in the yard.
Well, it's only +1 because it's rounded down.
Oh yeah, you're right. So it's worse. Okay.
Technically worse, but still both bad plays. Both F+ plays.
What else you got?
F plus ultra.
I think I'm playing this on a 2 and this on a 2, and I'm saying that's it.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's.
I think that's actually the worst thing that Todoroki wanted there was seeing all that orange cards in his hand.
Yeah, he's been flooded with citrus the whole game. This the second round.
Flooded with citrus.
Yeah.
I like that.
So many orange cards.
Long lasting on a 5.
Actually,
Hey,
so
I can
Black
check
Ace
for 3.
Solo actually makes a really good point in chat. You can just cancel the float combo in hands,
Any responses?
No.
First enhance.
and
first
so you
hit
don't
class.
always need the wall cling. I think that's definitely what we can do moving forward.
Ugh.
You're right. Like they're all really good blocks. All those
Okay,
attacks have really good
respond
blocks.
first day of class.
You're crazy. You keep the first day of class here every single time. You keep both
I
of them. You
agree.
jam both enhances and say my next one's gonna pass. I guarantee it.
Forget your breaker.
Yeah, man.
Apathetic to flip self.
There you go. There's your flip play. I don't think it
Love
mattered
that.
if you did it last turn or if you do it here. Like,
I don't think we're allowed to cancel that. I think we just have to live with it. I think there's other too
Yeah.
many impactful plays.
you live with it. Yeah, you live with it.
No enhance.
Okay.
Like, there's a
I
debate where you
will
cancel the
long-lasting
long-lasting
enhance.
explosion enhance.
Yeah, especially if you feel like you're able to block this with our mid, like punish him for whatevering, and like hitting with the breaker, make him actually play the game.
I mean, this thing for 6. It's 8 if you
6,
have block it.
possibly 11.
Yeah, like it's for 6, or it's either for 8, 11, or 0. There's no in between.
This card's so nutty, especially in this character. Holy cow!
And the thing is, like, because it's a 5 base speed, like you're tapping at least 1 card for this unless you check 6s.
4, 5, 6, 7. Any response?
Breaker 2 is good.
No.
He basically canceled the first day of class,
Sounds good.
which means that we're just gonna play the.
So we are.
No, he didn't cancel it.
He basically did it because of the breaker, right?
Oh,
if you want
yeah,
to do
yeah,
like
yeah.
backwards math.
Yeah. Sorry. You're correct. I was like, Todoroki's not tapped.
Float combo on a 6 + 2 - 2.
Tap 2.
This is fine, although I am baffled. So unbelievably baffled that nobody ever triggers their freaking agitations. This
I
card
do.
is absolutely
it.
insane in Shigaraki. I don't know why did you
Yeah.
not want the draw one? Why was
It's
that
the
not
double
a thing you wanted to
punishment,
do?
right? It's the double punishment, right?
Oh,
I
that's
think
not your-
effects.
that's
So
not
effects
your
in
creepy
Universes
black
that are like,
hand floating over my card.
hey, this happens if
No,
you
that's
block it.
Cameron.
This happens if you
Yeah.
don't. Are the best things to do
Alright,
it, and you're constantly
first
threatening that when you have
enhance will
agitation.
be-
Especially in like, and like that's actually why I like it too in the Shigaraki list, is because
Yep.
your pokes also become into redraws
Mm-hmm.
for you to build after,
then
because you were
we'll-
gonna do the poke build anyway.
Correct.
Send it.
Is flow combo a Fury as well?
It is
It's
not,
not,
sadly. So
which
like,
is fine. Almost everything else you're playing though is a Fury, right? So, like it still works. But I agree. If you don't use it though, then why'd you build
Either
it?
it's
Correct.
unblockable
100%.
or I take 9, or I don't make it unblockable and I take 6.
I hear that. Let's.
we will see what is
Nervous
our
hat
next
on.
move. I think our next move is honestly
I
just
attacks.
You really love 3s.
I love checking attacks.
I mean, you play the last one. You play the high.
That
There's
is
no
gonna
way.
be me.
You don't get the block 3 times this turn, right? Like you look at your board state, you look at your hand and go, can I
really don't wanna
effectively
die.
use all 3 of those? If you can't, then build an extra foundation so that the following turn, when you draw a grip of orange, you can actually play out the rest of it. This is
No, I agree,
not
I agree.
understanding where your current game state is and how to push forward. Ew, yuck. We checked a 2 on this? No, we checked it. We checked a 3 and then discarded for momentum. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
Was nervous. They moved fast.
myself
Total
pretty
Con has a question in the chat for you,
I think I
Mr.
just
Formal
passed.
National Champion. Tell me what character
Oh,
to build
God.
and play.
Yeah.
Oh, he keeps asking me that, and I keep telling him I'll get him a deck, and I keep forgetting to. I'm sorry, buddy. That's why.
Funny.
What event are we building a deck for? Are we just doing
Great
local
question.
jams, or do you want me to like give you actual
Hey, there's
competitive like insight? I mean, not that you need it. You're a good player. You know what you're doing. So are we just jamming locals? If so, play the Staff Strike Aoyama list I was talking about.
I'm like, oh,
I mean, for tonight on Tam's stream.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me pull
Oh,
up
never mind.
Universes Ultra.
You're just gonna demand that he play it. That's funny.
I didn't want to play with my toys anyway.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So we got the build down. I think Todoroki is looking for some sort of like stabilization, right? After drawing all those orange cards in the beginning. I think we're kind of approaching that with how big the foundations look now. But Shigaraki is also kind of thinking like, how do I do 11, right? Because I think they know that they can't keep building out like this, but we also only drew 2 orange cards, and they're not the best like synergistically wise.
They're pretty bad if we're gonna keep it a buck.
We got long lasting into a low. That doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't.
We get to build 3 here,
and I would have
including more speed moves. We keep the low so that we have all 3 block zones covered. Right? We saw tongue lashing. We see the fact that if he has any momentum, we get to change our stuff too low.
Yeah.
I guess we don't get the low block there. Just kidding.
I think the other thing here too is because the thing about Universus is you need to look at every single play and how it affect every single game state moving forward. I think this is another point where if you had built that extra foundation last turn, this hand would look completely different.
100%.
Yeah.
And maybe you do have the orange cards where you can push into Todoroki, and you have the extra foundation to pass them. But I think it was also, I don't know what card it was. Was it the long ever? Is it? Hold on.
We built 3.
Was it?
We'd have had a Merciless Rush on our hand. Right? No, it'd have been 4 cards
No.
down.
Well, I was more so thinking, was the foundation the latent skill?
That we could have built? Yes. And then that means that we could have...
and like that means you also fish for more, right?
Yeah.
If that was your game plan. So like, I like that turn and the game in general would have looked completely different if we had chosen to build that foundation, like you said last turn. If Shigaraki had a high attack, he could have just won. Based off of the blocks. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Functional 3 diff on your slam and turn. I agree on fun stuff. I think that is I'm supposed to make a big like a Tam talk on underrated cards. I might actually just do that after stream tonight.
Pass.
And this card is for sure being on it. Binding Capture Cloth or Binding Cloth Capture.
Yeah.
Underrated. Underrated.
Well, and I think exactly what
5 for 4.
Rogue was saying is like, I mean, based off of what I was hearing on like their own talking. He's like, man, I thought I was going to get you with the mix-up low. Because that's its purpose in the deck.
Right.
It's the mix-up low, but just like you said on fun stuff, it's a 3 diff. It's just a little awkward.
I mean, any character with a death symbol can, or any character with any of those 3 symbols can just like, I don't think mainboarding erase is like a bad move, right?
No, I don't think so. Like, but you play Bang in Standard, right? Like,
correct.
And a lot of the times in like modern Standard, or stealing like an asset over a character sometimes really matters.
True.
Well, we don't care.
And that card essentially says, I want to steal something in your staging area. Not just not your character, right? It's to steal a foundation, but
We are boldly strutting into deadlock.
2, 3, 4.
He says, I could not care about it as we check every attack card in our deck.
I think that's my biggest fear though about death, right? Is that there's not a lot of, at least from what I've seen,
Okie dokie.
not a lot going for it.
That.
What do you mean not a lot go for it? Speak to that.
I mean, aside from Evil Gaze, right? And all 4 are in the yard.
Yeah.
Like, what are we... Like, what does the Todoroki have to fear, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
We have 3 moves.
Yeah.
Copies are in the same spot.
All right.
Yeah, the problem too is like one of those attacks, like the one we just saw,
Let's
like
say long
the
lasting.
Shigaraki, the block card.
only draw
I can't
one
remember.
attack. It's gonna
Corrosive
be
something.
long
No, it's something else. Corrosion something. I don't know.
This is about to be a 7 mid for 6. A 7 mid for lethal.
I will enhance first day of class.
It is.
Yeah. We have we have nervous habits. Nervous habit. People
Oh
sleep
yeah,
on this card.
yeah.
I am super down to pay 2 health to bird you for 5. I am so down. Use silly 5-hander, and we've already gotten the Todoroki ability off. Oh my goodness, this is a great position for us as Shigaraki. That is what we wanted. Crazy. How do we, as Todoroki, get out of this? Now that we have blown our cancel. Well, I mean, next one's getting plus 3 or plus 3.
Cut myself for plus.
Well, we have to look ahead, right? So there are no highs in his hand, right? So they're only gonna get 3 damage.
Okay.
Like,
Correct. Yeah.
as Todoroki, yes, I should be afraid. The next thing's gonna get 3 speed. That's what you should be afraid of.
Right.
But we know as spectators, all these attacks this turn, aside from this thing, are not gonna be that fast.
Well, I guess he's got
Chicken it too.
precise control, and that is the only thing that's going to save him because the card ain't. What are we doing? We draw the card here. We draw a card. Use your agitations. That's what they're there for.
Well, we have to pass a check first. We have to pass. Oh, and we
He
tapped the
committed
precise
them
control.
both. Wait, what's the block on tape toss? Okay, tape toss is a 3 mid. Thank goodness. All right, was nervous. The attack that we have in our hands combo says that we can only be blocked by a mid. Well, with a 3 plus
Well,
mid.
plus 3.
Yeah.
No responses on block.
What do you mean no response on block? Use your agitation. Draw your card.
Yeah.
He's gonna check an attack here, and I'm gonna throw my computer out the window.
5,
I'm livid.
And the thing is, you know what the crazy thing is too? If he had drawn that, it's a low, and having 2 of the mix-up lows in your hand would have been even better.
Yeah.
That means one other attack has to land, and it's actually game over.
I guess he doesn't want his board committed off of the desperate times, but man, it's fine, dude. It's so fine.
I think you can still pass them all, right? Like, that's the thing.
You definitely pay 1 here to make this thing fast.
Because the thing is, so you ready? He has the plus ultra in his hand. He can make. He would have been able to make the binding cloth captures both 3 difficulty attacks.
No momentum. There's no momentum.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
I forgot. It does have a cost. I thought the cost was its plus 5 block.
No hands. 3 mid for 7.
Funny.
Ooh.
Okay, so from here, this is on a 5, 6, 7. We gotta hit him with both. Oh no, we only have 1, right? This isn't lethal anymore. Sorry, I was
he didn't
living
draw
in the fantasy world where we drew an
where
attack.
he drew.
How are we not drawing on this one? How are we not drawing on this one? You draw the card. It got. He's gonna check another orange card.
On a 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
will-
Tam's livid.
It was the good one too. It was the good one.
Actually, hold on. Let me do some quick maths. Yeah, it was definitely lethal.
And please discard a card. Combo enhance.
Yo, the combo.
Still nothing.
Yeah, I think we're
Cut for speed.
we're living.
Yep, nothing still.
Cut for speed.
He got the combo off.
Send a
Is this
6
the
low for
line?
5.
Go to 1.
I mean, it makes your
Follow with my
decaying
face.
grips.
He hasn't
What?
played an action.
Yeah,
Did he?
he tapped a bunch of cards for
I
it.
can't make you discard. I haven't played an action. Tam's right.
Oh, okay, okay.
You can pick that
Oh,
back up.
I forgot the action part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a clause? That sucks.
Yeah, I think it's a little rough, but like if you just like find a couple of these and just like were able to just to like dome your opponent on 3 diffs and they discard a card every time, it seems like a little like a little much.
Alright, show me
I'm
your
not
last-
positive
Yeah.
that's the gate that the card needed, but I
would
don't
if I
think
could,
just
but I
like
can't, so too
a
bad.
3 diff that was a 4 low for 5 that
Show
like
me your last
yeah.
tape swing.
Don't have it.
Oh.
Review this. Oh, hold on. Get rid of these.
I mean, like, I don't know. That seems so awkward, right? It's an ultra rare, and you put an extra gate on top of the combo.
yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't seem very, like, fairly compromised, like, for...
I already have a ranch down here. I put my perfect, thank you.
Like, let the card be.
If
combo enhance, your opponent discards a card, and then it has the other ability that you can use generically. Hey, if you use an action this turn, you can steal a card.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
And then still make it a 3-diff so if you've used an action card, right? So it has the double synergy there instead of on the combo, which is the harder part to fulfill. That just seems a little off, like card-wise, to me. Because an ultra rare should have an ability combo enhance your opponent discards a card. Like that exists on plenty of cards.
Yeah. That is true. Man, we are really going for this, huh?
Yeah.
I think right. I mean, you feel a little bit better because Shigaraki's at. Man, this is the
So what do you
this
got?
and the other attack. They are both card pool stuffing synergy attacks, though.
We get the plus ultra
yeah,
here,
nothing.
and then the next move we can get -3 speed draw a card.
High 5 for 12.
Hey.
Nice, good play.
5,
We definitely need a low block though, and we have 2 in hand.
3, 4, 5.
I don't actually think we're allowed to. Man,
Throw it.
is the draw optional on mediator?
Shoot,
I think
It is
so.
not.
Full discard. Oh, deck.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
deck for that
We're
one.
back on the other version.
Yeah, right.
It is not optional,
blow
which
up
means
mediator.
that we are gonna blow up mediator.
And I'm gonna draw a card because I played an action.
Canceling
You
it.
said no.
He said no. He said
Um,
absolutely
I
not.
think you can still block it though, right?
Yeah,
barely?
I would have.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you can block it.
Yeah.
Yours.
I have no more enhances to do.
4.
Low 4 for
It's an 8,
No,
right?
7.
7 on part.
Oh,
I
8.
have a
Yeah,
low
you can still
block.
block it. Ooh, check one.
3,
It's over.
4, 5, 6, 7.
4, 5.
Yeah.
All right, I got stuff in my pool.
And there. Oh, right.
I got stuff in my pool.
Who left all these
Like, I'm
cards
so
in
proud
my
of myself.
card
I'm like,
pool?
he's never gonna throw a low at me, and he did.
And
Didn't
I mean,
matter.
I know Marshall Swash was there, and you hadn't played a copy of it. So.
Wowzers. Yeah, good stuff.
That's why it's in there.
The
That's
number
like the whole
one
reason it's in there.
takeaway
Oh no, the cards. Very
is
good.
if
I
you
agree.
build your
It's very
cards,
good in Shigaraki.
use them.
Mhm.
And
The best foundation in Shigaraki's deck is agitation. Because the thing you have to do against Shigaraki is block him. Turning all your moves into a cantrip is amazing. It's
I
so
like
good.
it. It's a good high block, which I don't know if I need any more of, but it's a low
It's
attack,
so
which
good.
can sometimes be surprising.
and it's also randomly at 3 diff, which is cool.
Yeah.